So what if you could name like one of the biggest changes that are coming to space combat? That is probably like the most furthest away from what other mods are currently doing. What would that be, do you think? I know that's quite a packed in question there.
I'm gonna say what I think is gonna be a really big game changer is gonna be damage armor type. So similar to how on the ground, how now the armor type kind of dictates how you want to fight with that unit, we want to have something similar happen in space. Think of it like this. If I have a whole bunch of bulk cruisers, why is that a big threat to a Star Destroyer? A freighter that only has, you know, anti-fighter defenses, why is that capable of penetrating the thick armor of an Imperial Star Destroyer?
So like the damage output has to match the armor strength in a way.
Right, that's something that we are leaning towards doing. We haven't figured out all the details and everything like that, but you know, just think of a similar system to ground. You haven't played much of the AOTR ground combat, have you?
Hello everybody, my name is Charlie, co-host of Eckstoo, and today I am joined again by Mr.Pres.
Hello.
and what we'll be doing today is talking about the new space combat update that you've got going on for Awakening the Rebellion. So I don't know how much you can let on, but I mean, we'll be playing some skirmish, and you can tell me like what changes are going to be coming for Galactic Republic and skirmish mode as well.
Galactic Republic? Hold up.
No, I meant Galactic Conquest. There's so much. I mean, there's a lot of words in these games that have galactic in it, and I always get it confused. We're gonna keep that in, but you're gonna go Empire. I'm gonna stick with Rebellion because I don't really know any of the ships in Black Sun. I'm just so confused by what is what. So with Empire and Rebellion, I can kind of like transfer some knowledge over, so I'm not absolutely useless.
Gotcha, Trent. Gotta keep that knowledge.
Yeah, because like it took me a long time to realize what ships are anti-fighters, what ships do what. I was an idiot for a very long time, probably still am. So you know. But okay, interesting map that all the asteroids are in the corners. So okay, there's not a lot of selection for Rebellion, is there? My god.
There's a, you know, you gotta keep the starting game kind of...
True, that is very true. I didn't mean it to come off rude there, I just realised.
Oh, no,
just
no.
Wow, there is a lot going on there. Right, I want you to go for that one. You to go for that one. Oops. Please, I'm begging. Thank you. Okay. Oh, I was really late on the build of my space station because I kept thinking like they're in the same strain, if that makes sense. So like I was building out everything I needed to first, and then yeah. What is this? I don't know. A gunship. I'm assuming that's offensive, so I'm just gonna... Oh god. You've already got a carrier down. Cruiser, sorry. Oh my god. What? Oh my god, okay. Rip.
Welcome to the Empire.
Yeah, that is some nasty, strong, oh my god.
Imperial Pain Train is totally...
I'm just gonna surrender that. Right, so I'm actually gonna... gonna build that. Okay, I've seen him somewhere. Aphion. I've seen his face somewhere. Is that like a young Chuck Norris? I'm not sure.
I also do not remember. with the success of the ground combat and it kind of getting into that direction that we liked, we're trying to do that same general vibe with space combat. Of where we want to have the different Quasar with all the different units have a different feeling.
Shit. Yeah.
Different, more defined roles, more presence.
So
that whole, we just want to get the feeling right, because that's what we've noticed is that a lot of our units, like, they look right, but they don't always feel right. Before I got off the ability, they don't always feel quite right.
How do you mean by that? Like, feel quite right in terms of like game feel or quality of life? Yeah. So what if you could name like one of the biggest changes that are coming to space combat? That is probably like the most furthest away from what other mods are currently doing. What would that be, do you think? I know that's quite a packed in question there.
I'm gonna say what I think is gonna be a really big game changer is gonna be damage armor types. So similar to how on the ground, how now the armor type kind of dictates how you want to fight with that unit, we want to have something similar happen in space. We kind of already have that to an extent, but it doesn't. You can't feel the difference as much as I'd want you to.
Would that be something like with the Empire bombers being able to swap between anti-fighter and torpedoes? Is that something like that, but a bit further in depth, would you say? Like swapping out to certain like damage outputs for like infrastructure or capital ships or like smaller support fighters and what's the other word I'm looking for?
That's not quite where I was heading with that. Yes, a lot of loadouts are going to get looked at / adjusted, but the big thing that, think of it like this: if I have a whole bunch of bulk cruisers, why is that a big threat to a Star Destroyer? So
you're saying I'm not much of a lore guy, so you're gonna have to explain that one to me.
So it's like a freighter that only has, anti-fighter defenses.
Yeah.
Why is that capable of penetrating the thick armor of an Imperial Star Destroyer?
I see. So like the damage output has to match the armor strength, in a way.
Right. That's something that we are leaning towards doing. We haven't figured out all the details and everything like that, but just think of a similar system to ground. You haven't played much of the AOTR ground combat, have you?
No, I have. You got to remember, the only ground combat that I've ever played is like one time during Thrawn's Revenge. I've never really played ground combat.
Were you ever a fan of like a Company of Heroes or Men of War or anything like that?
The only strategy game that I really have that I have under my wing is Advance Wars. Yeah, I know. Hey. Oh man, you really came prepared here. Jesus.
We got to get you into some proper GC.
Yeah, I know, right? The only GC I played was Remake, and the reason I was gravitated towards that was because there was no ground battle. I get why people don't really enjoy like the core old school ground battle, and how you and Corey, developers alike, have been able to expand on that and make that better. Man, I'm really not taking this down. I think what we'll do in a future video, we'll also go over like some of the ground combat updates you've done and make that a correlation between, what you've done there and how that's going to transfer into the space combat as well. For sure.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be fun, especially because it would be beneficial for you to, kind of get that ground combat experience. Because right now, AOTR ground is like no other mod.
We definitely will have to do another video on that. For sure. I'd like to I like to have it outside of a stream environment so you can really just dive down into the facts and I can put them all neatly together in a video. Oh, okay. I think I've... Do I really want to... Yes, let's do it. Screw it. Let's do it, buddy. I believe.
He believes.
I'm gonna give it a go. So when you mean these different types of damage outputs in space combat, can you give me a list of what those are going to be, by any chance?
Well, like, we'd be looking at things like, you know, defining differences between heavy turbo laser and standard turbo laser. Because right now, the only turbo laser where you can really feel a big difference is like the siege turbo lasers. And that's because, you know, they got that low rate of fire, very high damage.
Mm-hmm.
All that kind of, all those goodies.
Mm-hmm.
So we wanna go for more of getting the feel right.
Okay.
You know what I mean, if the weapon says heavy, you should feel weight behind every shot.
Oh, okay. Right. So
it's part of the reason why a lot of sound effects were redone.
Mm-hmm.
was to give more weight.
So, what would you, say, for example, we're playing in that new space combat system, and I'm at a disadvantage. You've been able to push back on my side of the map control. How would I be able to fight back on, like, as we mentioned in the previous video, how you have a system in place that allows underdogs to attack a fleet that has an overbearing weakness, you know, regarding shield hard points and using bombers to be effective against that, and so on and so forth. So in this new space combat, how would I make a comeback with a money deficit and a map control deficit?
Ooh, see, that would require a couple extra skirmish changes, but just in the combat itself, we're still gonna have those, like, you know, those over glaring weaknesses and whatnot in the fleets. Everything is gonna be counterable, so there's never going to be a unit composition where it's like, oh geez, I'm just completely screwed. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just trying to figure out what else I should build here. I'm gonna build that. I don't know what. Oh, should I be building that? Have I already got that, actually? No, I don't. Oops. Wait. Yeah, I need to build that. So I'm going to need to take out one asteroid. Just one singular asteroid. But the amount of money it's cost to take that out probably wasn't worth it. What is this? An Alliance Light Frigate, yeah. Oh my goodness. A slow burner. These quasars are really good, though, for fighter spawning.
Yes, they are. It's very cheesy.
A little bit, yeah.
That's another thing that we're gonna be addressing is carrier-based fighter spam. We're not sure how we're gonna address it, but we're gonna address it.
So that's quite interesting because I mentioned in another previous video that fighters do die really quick in this mod compared to, like, you know, Thrawn's Revenge, Republic at War, Fall of the Republic. So I'm curious, like, what you mean by that, like, in terms of, like, fighter spam, because I feel like it's less effective in this mod than others. So how would you, what's your first thoughts on how you'd want to tweak it in the space combat update?
Well, what I'm gonna say is you might want to get a bit more GC experience, because once you're building up proper fleets and whatnot, then you'll really understand the power of fighters.
Okay.
Because it's a big player.
Yeah. I will say, when I first played Galactic Republic, not Galactic Conquest, I keep saying that. But when I first played it, it helped me really understand, like, organizing fleets and positioning, which didn't really come to me when I was playing Skirmish. Oh my god. So I'm assuming, like, obviously with all these changes, they're going to be, as you say, Galactic Conquest focused, and then and then you're going to be focusing on Skirmish. Is that going to be in, like, another update, or is that all going to be contained in one update?
Skirmish, we're not actually sure because there's gonna be some tweaks to skirmish, you know, kind of as time goes.
Yeah.
So, but there might be enough changes that we might want to make to warrant skirmish being its own update. But it's more on a we'll see what happens kind of basis.
Yeah. What one thing that I know it's impossible to add in, but I've always said to Corey like how sick it would be to have like ranked skirmish. So like an online ranked skirmish, kind of like it would be almost like I'm gonna say this wrong. Is this what is it? What was that game called? Spacecraft 2? StarCraft 2. Shit. I'm gonna. But yeah, it'd be something. I'd think it'd be something like that, right? Or am I going? Or is that just something dumb to say?
That would be pretty fun. Like in our Discord, we at one point attempted to have like our own little skirmish rankings where we were keeping track of, you know, who was beating who and all that good stuff.
I know that would be impossible to add in because it's just like not something the infrastructure would support, because you know there's no such thing as matchmaking in.
Right, and it's the more the game has to keep track of, the more likely it is for things to crash. Yeah,
exactly. But hell, if there's ever a rewrite or a sequel, my god, I hope that would be something. That was something I would actually get addicted to with ease.
Oh, that's an MC80.
Yes, I got desperate. You were taking out all my smaller carriers with just 2 acclimators, so I was like panicking. I was very.
I haven't been going too ham.
Yeah, I know. There's no way that you've put everything you've got into that, for sure. That, like, I know that Venator was. I was very lucky to have my space station be in the range of that Venator, but there's no way that that's all you have, and I'm a bit scared. And I might have placed this MC80 poorly because he feels slow. No, yeah, he does. So one thing I really struggle with is like keeping up to date with like how much cash I have and where I should be building it. Oh no, you're gonna make a push.
No, I just want to keep doing it.
Oh shit! What is that? Why are you going in there, bro? Oh, rest in peace, man. Shit, this is bad. I've got nothing to combat that as well. Oh man. Rest in peace, me. Just go in there, guys. Just don't sit there. Just go.
Just go and die.
So for this instance, do I want to swap my fighters from lasers to ion cannons?
Well, it depends on what you're trying to do, because your ion cannons, what they'll do is they can help take down my shields. So if you think that your asteroids can do enough damage, they're just having trouble breaking through the shield.
Yeah. I
beneficial.
I don't know what this is. I really hope it's something big. It's lagging the game out. I'm feeling it. There we go.
Uh-oh.
Oh god, I hope I haven't placed this bad. Is that good or bad? I don't know.
That is Captain Shaq.
Yeah, he is. I just noticed it's his voice.
That makes me very, very sad.
Why? Why?
That ship is good.
Oh, is it? Well, it looks like it's about to die, so you're all good. If I'm honest, I put nothing in between your victory and that. Nothing. I just dropped it in and hoped for the best. Oh my god. Did he just say ready to melt some snowflakes? Oh dear. I think I remember there was a specific reason he said that. It's not what I immediately thought it was.
It's in I think he said it was an old term for his old Star Wars galaxies, or Was it Galaxy's the one he's super nostalgic about? I forget.
Oh, I'm not sure.
But from his Star Wars Galaxies days, that's what he called stormtroopers. He felt like he had to clarify that.
That's it. Yeah, you're right. I remember now. Okay, so we got 2 big fights going on here. Oh man. Actually, the hit points on this is pretty big. It's holding on.
Man, if you didn't do powered weapons straight away, I would have been so screwed. But now
powered weapons?
Yeah, because when you put all your power into the firepower, it drains your shields.
Right, I think I did do that and I lost all my shields instantly.
Yep.
Oh, rest in peace. What have I got here? Improved shielding. Oh, I don't know if I want to build any of these. Sensors. Moral bonus. Your personnel has been reminded that you're fighting for a good cause. Yes, get that in. Okay, here we go. Oh boy. That's one down.
What's happening right now is my VSD would if your fighters weren't there, I would be destroying the Liberation right now.
Yeah.
But because your fighters are there, they're constantly targeting my subsystems, which is lowering my damage output.
So, fighters do a lot of damage. Then they also die very quick, but they're also doing a lot of damage.
Yes.
Okay. So I can understand why you would want to have this in the space combat update. But
yeah.
So
Charlie, you're making it hard for me to be nice right now. I hadn't even built up my shipyards, man.
I know. I was desperate because you held a really strong defense at the bot side, so I was kind of panicking because I'd lost a lot of cash. To take out that one singular space station, so I was like, oh crap. Right, okay. So what other one big thing that you haven't mentioned already about the space combat update? Because you mentioned that you're transferring a lot of what you've done to ground combat to space combat, but is there anything else that you haven't really mentioned already that you're going to be introducing, changing, or even removing?
Just like with the ground update, a lot of unit relationships are changing. What I mean by that is, you know what I mean? Let's say the role of the MC-80 Justice is going to change, or the Freedom, or the way you think ships are to be used will definitely be changing.
Are you able to go into more detail on that, or is that as far as you can go for now?
At this point in time, that's as far as I can go.
Okay. So is this in the planning stage, or is this at stages, or is this like already code-wise what you're putting into the game?
Oh no! So right now with the massive undertaking of ground, we're just like sitting back, taking the moment to just breathe.
Yeah, that makes sense.
We're actually playing our own game, because a lot of the time during the development cycle, we barely get to play at all.
Yeah, that's actually a really good point. Actually, play testing as developers.
So we're just sitting back and taking care of some good old play testing.
That makes sense. So there's no ETA date-wise on when you think that maybe you could.
Definitely not.
No, that's for sure.
What happens is we'll be like, yeah, space rework, and then we're gonna get sidetracked with things, and then we're gonna go down little side tangents.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Space rework, and a whole bunch of other stuff that we thought was cool that we shoved in last minute.
Yeah. And
then that delays the release by like 3 months or something like that.
because Corey wanted to update for the Republic every month, and that definitely felt like a lot of work. I was, but
it isn't something that's it's not realistic for us to be constantly pushing like updates every month, and that just has to do with we like changing the nature of things such as our AI and blah 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 all the time. So lots and lots and lots of things there.
You're right regarding Rebellion being a strong counter, because like I did my approach is like always just focusing on the smaller ships. I don't think I built anything bigger than an MC-80, and I only built that once. So just because like as we were talking about like the build times and like planning what to build for sure, but also in your you're also describing the updates that are coming to the game, so I did do that to try and distract you.
Well, it just means that you're learning, Charlie. Skirmish is awakening in you.
Yeah, right. Like, but this is the thing. Like, I've only played Skirmish. I don't play anything else in Empire Wars. That's why I champion Skirmish so much, because I love it so much.
Mate, you are really missing out on just all the other things.
I did get addicted to the Galactic Conquest in Remake. I will say, when I was recording it, I was just like, I really want to play. You know, I really want to just play it right now. So I get it. I totally get the addictiveness of it all. And also, like, when I played against Eck, like, I remember a lot of these ships are just impossible to take down. I'm building the home one, and that's what made me completely lose in the first. And I was building Darth Vader, I was building all, like, Thrawn, I was building all these big ships, and they were just dying one right after another against this, like, home one. In my head, I was screaming, you know?
Well, it's because of the relationship with those units. It's more like you're throwing ships at home one, like, you're throwing exactly what home one is meant to counter against it.
Yeah, I suppose I was, yeah.
We've gone into base race.
Oh, what? Oh, shit! I had no clue. Fuck! Oh, no. When you said base race,
fun part about Skirmish.
yeah, the amount of times this has happened to me when I was playing Skirmish. But the thing is I was smiling, and as soon as you said base race, I literally went, what? And then my face just dropped as I moved the camera over, and I saw your massive fleet coming in. Ah, fuck me.
There's no way I'm gonna be able to do anything in time.
That was good though. That was good. I was legit scared.
I did not deploy my fleet just for you, Charlie.
No, I definitely believe that.
Next one we do will be a real one. Yeah,
I want you to go full on out on me, and I'll put like epic music on it and stuff like that, and whatnot.
Duel of the Fates and
yeah, for sure. That morale boost thing that I bought was pretty strong though.
Oh yeah, it's like a 25% health increase.
Yeah,
or something.
It's nuts. There's no downside to it, and it was a quick build, so I was like, sick, okay.
The Empire version of that is it lowers my ability recharge time by 25%. So it's like, oh, gee, that's helpful.
Yeah, a lot more micromanaging. That's one thing I noticed is that any like more defensive active capabilities require a lot more micromanaging, because once your shields are down, the ability's down. So and vice versa with like attack boost power is less effective when your hard points are down. So
yes.
I find that boost power is a lot more effective because it especially for newer players, because they don't have to worry about particular ship's health and like micromanaging all of those singular ships rather than fleets. So that's my takeaway on it. Oh, I can't seem to drag. Wait, can I not drag home one out because I've reached my fleet cap? I'm at 46 out of 60 and I can't drag him out.
Isn't he like 25? So I think you're like
what?
1 over.
I'm 1 over! Please kill something. I'm begging. Oh, I've lost something right now. Oh, there it is. Okay. My God, 26! 25. Jesus. I shouldn't have dropped it here. I should have probably dropped it at base. Oh my God. What is this? Concentrate fire. Okay. Oh wow. Okay. Oh, that's some good voice lining on the home one. I don't know, man. Suddenly my damage output slowed. I'm panicking.
It's because I killed your damage dealer.
Kind of worried, bro. Kind of worried. Not gonna lie. Kind of shitting myself.
You'll be fine.
I don't know, dude. You've already taken down my shields and that my health is going down. I'm always panicky because I never believe in myself. That's the problem. Alright, well, let's try and get some Corvettes.
Oh, mate, just look at my health compared to yours. I am, like, boned.
Okay, fair enough.
Because once my station goes, I think I lose the game because of how I said it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh, okay, there we go. You did make me panic there, especially at the early game when I spent all that cash to take out one asteroid. I was like, oh my God. But I was very lucky at putting in... When you made the attack, I just had my shack ship ready to drop, so it's just literally right on time for that. But yeah, I really interested with the space combat coming. I know it won't be for quite a while, and I know it's in planning stages. So chat, anyone viewing, please understand that whilst there isn't as much information to give, there'll definitely be a lot more in the future, and hopefully we'll have another call down the line when it started its development phases, that we can get a lot more details on what's to come.
Yeah, and I'll be sure to get, we'll get press builds out and stuff like that.
That'd be really, really fun. Definitely would like to try some of those press updates with you and discussing those changes as they're happening, for sure. But yeah, Mr. Pres, thank you very much for coming in for all these videos. It really, really means a lot. And
hey, you are welcome. Thank you for having me.
No worries. And yeah, other than that, guys, thank you so much for watching. If you haven't subscribed already, definitely hit that subscribe button and bell notification. It goes a really long way for us, especially if you like anything Empire War or Star Wars. I have been Charlie, and our guest, Mr. Pres, has joined us for Awakening Rebellion. If you want to say goodbye.
All right. Well, see you, everybody.
Thank you very much, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.